did you earn your last few clients? So if you're like many of our subject matter expert clients, I bet that one of the last couple ones was from a referral. But are you sure it was just a referral? So that's a question of attribution. How can you attribute clients that you've recently achieved? So my colleague Kristen and I today are going to talk about marketing attribution, why it's important, and really why it's so difficult. I'm Erica Dickstein with Spring Insights.
And I'm Kristen Cudd with Spring Insight.
Awesome. So let's start out this conversation, Kristen, by talking about what is marketing attribution.
Yeah, so basically, you're trying to determine what the results were from particular digital marketing efforts. So you want to attribute a result to the marketing initiative that you put into play out there in the market.
Absolutely. Although the only thing I'll argue with you is you said digital marketing efforts. It's really
Sure.
marketing efforts.
Yeah.
Um, did you get this client because so you want there are various things you can attribute it to. So what was the thing that caused you to get this client? And so why is attribution important? Why do we care? I mean, hey, we got the client. Why do we care where we got it?
Um, it's important for lots of reasons. I mean, if you are launching a new service, for example, or you are trying to enroll people for a lead generation campaign, so you're hosting some sort of online event like a webinar or a masterclass or something like that, and you're putting into place all of these marketing strategies in order to attract people either to that offer or to that event. Certainly, you want to know, okay, I did X, Y, and Z, and here were the results that I achieved from that. And of course, you want to know that because the next time you do it, you want to either do the things that worked or not do the things that didn't work and dial up the things that are effective and maybe dial down the things that didn't really have an impact.
It's a great point. And it's a great point because, as you put, like, there's a time thing, right? Your resources in terms of your time, but also your resources in terms of money. So money is, time is money, of course, but also just in general, like where are you might have purchased space in in a some sort of advertisement.
Mhm.
There are just different ways in which that plays in. So we're going to talk about why attribution is difficult. Um, and so let me start with a statistic that I think is an interesting one. There's this idea. This is old as the hills, old as marketing, which is the
Yes.
rule of eight. And the rule of eight is basically you are going to have eight touch points with a client before you are actually, or sorry, with you're going to need to have eight touch points with a prospective client before you're able to convert them. Oh, and by the way, those last five touch points are probably direct. So probably four of them are going to be sort of that initial reaching out, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm. Exactly. And so, how that plays into attribution is what are those eight touch points that you're making? And can you pinpoint it was this one that made them go from being a prospective client to an actual client?
Absolutely. And oh, by the way, could you have done without any of them, or were all of them important? So let's put this, I mean, this sounds like a lot of gobbledygook. Let's talk about example,
Mhm.
right? So, okay, in this example, the name of your last client is Jane. Jane was a referral from your college classmate, Lynn, right?
Right.
Okay, straightforward enough. But, and so, when you get this referral and you get on the phone with Jane, you might be thinking, well, of course, it's a referral. It's a straight referral. But how did Lynn think of you? Are you always on the top of Lynn's mind? Is Lynn always thinking about you? Or is what happened that you had recently written a blog and then you had posted that blog on LinkedIn and Lynn saw that blog and was like, oh, right. That's right. My brilliant friend does this. I need to tell Jane about this. And then she told Jane. So now think about it. Now you've got three areas here. It's a referral, yes, but it's also the blog that you write and the LinkedIn post you write. So there's a lot of things. That's one touch point, but it can be attributed to three different things, right?
Exactly.
So how do we like figure out marketing attribution when, like, Justin was one example that we've talked about, four different things or three or four different things went into that one referral.
Right. And unfortunately, it's not going to be like a simple answer. It's going to be kind of one of the worst answers is that really you just have to say yes to everything. You have to embrace a yes attitude about your marketing efforts. So you need to go all in and be doing a lot of different things all the time. So, for example, networking. Should you be doing that? Yes. And should you be doing social media? Yes. And should you be writing blog posts? Yes, you should be writing blog posts and newsletters. Yes. And videos. Yes. You should be doing all of those things and more, whatever resonates with your prospective client audience. And so you get the idea. It's yes, do this, yes, do that, yes, do all of the things, and hope that you can determine which ones are moving the needle and which ones aren't.
I think that's absolutely true. And for anybody who's watching this video and is now terrified, like, oh my God,
To do all the things.
all the things, that's just like, that's terrifying. What we'll say is, remember, like, even in the scenario that we gave you, you're able to cross utilize and repackage a lot of the things, right? So
Right.
it's not that you're recreating the wheel in all of these different areas. You're creating valuable content in a blog post, and maybe you're using that for a video and you're using that on LinkedIn. Basically, what you're doing is you're taking your one message and amplifying it in a lot of different ways. Plus, of course, we'd be remiss to say, if we didn't say that you can always hire fantastic teams to help you spread this
Exactly.
message in lots of different places. So when you have the yes and, it doesn't all have to come down to you, the
Onto
business.
your desk and your computer.
Absolutely. So, I think the other thing that I also would say in terms of solutions, in terms of ways to do this better, is making sure that you're asking really good questions of people when they come in. It's really easy to sort of say, "Oh, how did you hear about me?" Well, of course, in the case that we gave you, Jane is going to tell you that Lynn told her about you, right? Now what's your next step? Call Lynn up. Hey, that's so awesome that you thought of me. Thank you so much for that referral. I'm
Mhm.
always curious, had you read something of mine? Yeah, how had you thought of me? It seems like a little bit of a weird question, but people are super happy to answer, particularly because you're calling them to say thank you.
For sure. Yeah, they're going to be, they'll say, "Oh, actually, I saw this really cool video you posted on LinkedIn and it just went, "Oh, my friend could use this. I'm going to make a referral."
Absolutely. So there are other ways. We would be remiss if we didn't say that there's specialized software solutions that track users' movements. So something like HubSpot, excellent software that will watch somebody. So when you send out, let's say, a newsletter, you'll know their machine will be cookied. You will then know whenever they visit your site, whenever they interact with any content. And so you will be able to sort of follow and create more extensive attribution models. We don't talk about that as much because the subject matter expert size that we work with, these are typically slightly smaller businesses and are not using those kinds of software, but we have set them up and they are really robust in helping figure out the more complicated attribution models and how somebody sequences themselves along the progression of interest, of awareness, interest, and then purchase. Kristen, thank you so much for joining me today to chat about marketing attribution. I
Well,
think,
I love to chat marketing, so.
and thank you to everybody who joined us here. And we are really excited to share our marketing knowledge with you. So we do so pretty much every Tuesday. Please subscribe. Please like this video, first of all.
Yes, please,
Please,
little favor, click that like.
Please subscribe to this channel. That way, every
Yes.
Tuesday you get notified when you will receive new our latest video. And if we can help you set up more robust marketing, because we have just told you that you have to do everything,
All the things.
all the things, please schedule a consultation, and that can be done at our website, which is Spring Insight, SPRING, Insight, INSGINSIGHT. And we look forward to chatting with you.